zone for those watching on YouTube. Basically, doing more on the Nurgle terrain that we've been working on for ages. I have a few bits to add, so I'm going to do those before we get started. Starting with a piece that I'm already struggling to find. So these are sort of final details to add. Hey Andy, welcome in. So I'm just adding the final details onto this, and then we'll probably do all of the prep work for it. So yeah, we'll do all of the remaining painting for all of the details and stuff like that. We'll see how we get along, basically. But there's going to be quite a bit of modelling in this one today, a bit of building work. Just thought it'd be nice to something a bit different. Because these parts are already painted, I am using super glue as much as I can. But because the type of super glue I've got is nearly run out, I don't know how much I can do that for. I hope you're doing well, Lindy. I hope everyone is having an excellent weekend. Not to date the video or anything, but happy Easter to those who celebrate. It's Easter Sunday. So just to check where this piece goes. So these are kind of optional pieces as well. But I think they look better. My voice seems a bit quiet. It might be because I sat a little bit further away from the mic, Indy. Sorry about that. Let's do that a little bit. That should hopefully pick up my voice a bit better. I'm also trying to well, I'm also just extremely tired today as usual, but I'm trying not to let that affect the stream too much. So yeah, we've got a handful of little extra details going on here. So some spikes, some bells, some extra tubes, that sort of thing. Has my Easter been? I've not really done anything for Easter yet. I bought myself some chocolate. That's about all the Easter stuff I'm going to be doing. It's not really one that I celebrate personally. But what about you, Indy? Have you done anything exciting for Easter? My closed captioner is off again. 2 minutes for 6. Just gonna turn the closed captioner back on. Alright, let's try that again. But yeah, I'm not really wanting to celebrate Easter, to be honest. My only plans for today are bake some more bread, and relax with my partner. Ooh, pub meal, nice. It's always good. I'm currently watching my partner play through Resident Evil 4 Remake. So that's our plan for today. It's just more of that. Oh, that sounds nice. I can't remember the last time I had a pub meal. I hope you enjoyed that, Andy. Crab sausages, mashed potato, and gravy. Oh, that sounds amazing. I would totally have that. I love pub food. I love making pub food. I think I've got homemade curry. I've got homemade curry with naans. So nothing massively fancy, but it'll be tasty, hopefully. Just like this. That makes more sense. So steak with garlic, mashed potato, and veggies. That also sounds good, Indy. I don't really cook chicken wings at home. They're a very time-consuming thing to make. But I'm making more bread, which I'm excited about because I love making bread. And I'm practicing that same recipe again, so hopefully it should turn out amazing again. Yeah, got curry that I've pre-made, so that just needs warming up. Basically having a very easy day today. Because, you know, sometimes you need it when you're tired and you've had a long week. Okay, so this fits in here somehow. that apparently. Yeah. Savory cheese, cayenne pepper loaf. Oh, that sounds good. Now this is farmhouse flight kind of style. Mainly for sandwiches and stuff like that. I try not to eat a lot of cheese because I'm lactose intolerant. I'd love to make a grilled cheese sandwich with a cheese and cayenne or a jalapeno and cheese loaf. It just sounds amazing. Yeah, today's kind of a chill day for me. As usual, Sundays are usually my quiet days. To be honest, not for any other reason other than the fact that they just happen to be the day that I most often get off. This beef sandwich with cheddar bacon, salad on an onion roll. That sounds good. Sounds really good indeed. You make me hungry. I've not had breakfast yet. This, which goes here and then here. I love all the extra detail these pipes are. It's starting to look really cool. Shark meat sandwiches. I've never had shark meat before. Never had that. I've had snake and kangaroo and things like that before. Not shark, actually. Thinking about it. Not sure how I'd feel about it, knowing that sharks are, one of the more endangered creatures that people still eat. I don't know. What's your favourite pub meal, Lindy? See, for me, I usually go for like the roast dinners and things like that, or the sandwiches. Pubs here, at least, they always have really good like, you know, roast pork or hog roast sandwiches with stuffing and trimmings and all that sort of stuff, and they're always amazing. Oh, welcome in. Thank you for letting me know about the category. For some reason, it never changes. How goes it? All right, thank you. We're talking about food. What is that as well? Okay, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, currently we're adding the final details to this model before we start actually painting said details. Kind of slow progress here. I think at most I have this stream and one more left in this model before I start changing over to something else. This actually took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. That's not a bad thing or anything. I'm just surprised. Trying to get all the last little bits of super glue out of this tube, so that's also a pain in the butt. I'm sure anyone who's ever used super glue can attest to. It's not really a unique experience to modelers on that one. Okay, more spikes. And then we have a bell. And we have to choose. to Limo now. Because the parts that were left on there are optional extras that I'm not using. For those who are unfamiliar, Warhammer models quite often have bonus parts, optional parts. You can't necessarily always fit every single part contained in the model on the model. So this one has some alternative designs for some of the extra bells and things that you get. I'm cutting the bells out because they're fun, but some of them might make it onto a different model. Always comes with extra guns, yes. Which is cool because, if nothing else, it gives you stuff to work with. But it also means that, you know, the same model won't necessarily look exactly the same from different hobbyists. It allows for some creativity. For those of us who are not so talented with green stuff. Like me. Yeah, the bells just hang off these spikes here. Like that. So I'm not going to glue them in place just yet. Because I think being able to take them off their position while they're not quite painted will probably be helpful. It gives you stuff for conversions, yeah. I like that. I like kit bashing, I like doing that side of things. I'm just not very good at the modelling of modelling putty. I'd much rather use bits from other kits than modelling putty to create an effect. But that's just a personal choice. Bells. There's a couple of details that are still left on here. I'm a little bit curious on. I seem to have missed the page for them. Only 2 minutes, please, folks. There we go. I did miss them. This one first. This requires no assembly. And then the final part. And then we can get to the painting. So, cleaning away the sprues. As we go. Nearly there, come on, glue. Last to the end of the model for me. Then I'll buy some new stuff. And this goes that way around. Across here. Oops. Fine. I'll take these bits off for now. There we go. Just like that. Part of the reason why I left these parts all just base coated is so that you could see when I added them on, like the difference they make. Because, yeah, it looks pretty cool before, but now it looks slightly more menacing, slightly more insidious. I'm starting to see more of the I guess, yeah, malignant side of it. So this little section here that I'm working on now, last bit. And all the parts have been attached. We can then focus on the painting bits. This might possibly be the last session, actually. We'll see. We'll see how far we get today. Is fit this to this somehow. I was putting the wrong part there. That's why it didn't fit quite right. That needs some more glue on it, I think. This one just needs to stick. Confident that's right. This is why dry fitting is always important as well. It's a step that I'm not great at remembering. Just fit the pieces before you add glue. Sorted. And these fit in just about here. There we go. Magic. It's all done. It's officially fully assembled. Cannot tell you how relieved I am to have that fully assembled. It has been set in sprues on my desk for weeks. It's a bit of a gloomy day today. So the camera's not liking it too much. Yeah. Now that's all put together, I can actually start on painting. I'll start first with the metals because they're the easiest ones to pick out. So I think now that it's all fully together and I can see quite how much work I've got, I should be able to finish this today, which would be pretty cool. I'm keen to move on to a new project as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to be painting next, but that's something for me to decide next week. So first things first, I'm going to run all of the metallic colours on. Then go over and do the pipe detailing and all that sort of thing. And then we'll go in with the technical paints and the shades and all that jazz for the final effects. So this could be made incredibly complex. You can develop a huge color scheme for this, but I kind of went with a simplified version in a way. Like a lot of my impact in this model is going to be in the final stages, where we add, you know, your Nurgle's rot, your Lilac Oxide, that kind of stuff to age and wither it. Which is why I've spent so much time on the other parts of the paint schemes. Because all of the technical paints shine the best when you get your foundation right. That's what I'm doing at the moment, just making sure the foundation's right. At the moment, it's just Warplock Bronze over my primer. And I'm not minding that the primer is a little patchy on some of these parts, because that just kind of adds to the effect that I'm going with in the end. But depending on the overall effect that you want, you might want to make sure that the primer gets fixed before you paint over it. But by the end of this, I want it to look decrepit, so a little bit of patchiness actually helps with that on some aspects of it. With these metallic parts, I want to make sure that there's no parts that I've missed in terms of base coats. I don't mind patchiness because of the primer, but if I've missed a bit with the base coat colour, then it's going to look weird. You're sending some love letters. Nice. Working on World Eater's Army for the new edition. What did you make of the new codex? If you managed to, if you got hold of it at all. Ah, Claude Neiman's nice. Claude Neiman's is a good shout. Demons are fun to paint. in my opinion. You can get a little bit more creative with them. It looks okay. Like some of the models looks like, yeah, the models are great. I love Angron's model. And is it the 8-pound? I'm trying to remember. I think it was the 8-pound I'm thinking of. They also look really great. I don't know. I find it hard to justify buying more models to paint myself at the moment because I still have a few to work through. But they're very tempting. Really want to get Angron? Yeah, honestly, I want to get all of the Demon Primarchs at one point. I know that there's not a model for all of them yet, but I want to get Angron, and then I want to get all of the... Well, I want to get Angron and Magnus. I have Mortarion. I just haven't painted him yet. I'm hoping there's going to be a Demon Fulgrim at some point. Because his model would look amazing. And then I want to get their counterpart, like greater demons. So, you know, the Great Unclean One, the Bloodthirster, all that sort of thing. Just have like a Chaos Shrine. Got too much grey plastic. I know the feeling. I've actually been reducing my collection. Like actually, not too long ago, I got rid of nearly all of my Genestealer Cult stuff in one go. Partly to make room for new projects, but mainly just to get more space back. And it's been quite nice to go back over some of the older models. But at the same time, I'm sat here like, man, I really didn't paint these, did I? Like, most of my older armies are unpainted. Or only base coated. It's just kind of sad. But having the rules free in the new edition definitely makes it more accessible to play. Two Bloodthirsters for Sami, Twin Princes of Destruction. That'd be so good. I think in terms of greater demons, I want to get the Keeper of Secrets one. Because that model's gorgeous. And it's going to be so much fun to paint. I do have a Demon Prince of Corn somewhere. I think it's just a generic Bloodthirster. I don't think, well, not Bloodthirster, just a generic Demon Prince painted in corn colours. I don't think it's an actual big one. It's one of the older Demon Prince models as well, so it looks smaller than it actually is. I have a lot of older models these days. It's been a while since I bought anything brand new from Warhammer. This guy tidied up. You have a metal one? Nice. I had a friend give me a metal Great Unclean one that I have on my shelf. I love how it looks. It's partially stripped. So it's mostly silver. But when you look at it, you can see all like the green and stuff that it used to be painted with, all like in the cracks and folds. It's a really cool effect. He gave me that and a couple of Nurglings as well. I've got a couple of metal Nurglings floating around. I got a big box of older Tyranids as well, like all their metal Tyranids. Back when the Carnifexes had lobster claws and walked on two legs. I don't know, it's always interesting to see how the models have evolved. I just kind of find it fascinating. All I'm doing here is tidying up some of the spaces that I missed last week. Okay. Put some paint here too. A lot of this is just tidying where the metallics have spilled onto the white. Or where it's been a bit patchy. So yeah, this stuff is not necessarily the most transformative stage in the painting, but it does make a difference. It's the sort of stage that I used to skip because I was impatient. And I'm learning to appreciate its value. And the final product. Nearly there. We're getting there. I know we say that a lot with these, but it's a process. Nothing else, these sorts of models teach you patience. And very much teach you to trust the process. And now for the reference picture. That's how that's done. Apologies about fix. I am, after all, using reference, so sometimes it decides to wander away from me. all I'm doing here is filling the details. I like to think that this model represents something that used to be good, or used to be used in the Imperium for something other than spreading disease and decay. And that you can still see echoes of what that used to be. Now these pipes are definitely corrupted. Full of Nurgle's rot. I don't know. This kind of reminds me of like a water treatment substation or something like that. Which would make sense. Deep, dark secrets of sewers is definitely something that Nurgle would thrive in. Hey, Carax. Good to see the CC is working, is it? I can't actually see it on my end, so I hope it does actually work. The filtration that now spews out toxic miasma of various airborne diseases. Yes. Once it was used for purifying the air for the citizens, now it's used for for spewing out airborne viruses in decay. Okay. Just excited to be close to the end of this. Like, I've enjoyed painting it, but I'm reaching the point where I'm a little fatigued with looking at the same model. I'd really love to work on something different, a bit more to it. Because I don't know if anyone's noticed, but it's also a pretty limited colour scheme, which has been interesting as a challenge, but I'd love to work on something with a bit more variety. Hey, Hen, how are you? How's your weekend been? Yeah, I'm doing okay, thank you, Hen. Getting close to the end with this project. How's it you? How's your week been? I'm sorry I haven't been around much. It's just been one of those weeks where I've just not really had much time. Day job has kind of taken all of my free time, which is pretty astounding considering I wasn't even at it for half the week. Okay. Alright. But I miss you. I miss your streams. Yeah. I hope you're having a lovely, comfy weekend. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. Having a lovely Easter if you celebrate it. And if you don't, I hope you enjoy all the cheap chocolate tomorrow. Genuinely, it's always good to see you, Hen. I do apologise about the trains if they're coming through on stream. They're being awfully loud today. Hey, Hipsu, welcome in. How's your weekend so far? I don't know what possessed me to put yellow and white, two of my least favourite colours to paint, in the same model. I'm regretting it now. Working our way through though. We're getting there slowly. And remember, this is before I've put any effects on it. So there will be, you know, ink washes and technical paints that have different effects as well. Which I should hopefully get to today. Which is exciting. Hoping that these don't take 20 layers to get right, because I don't think we've got that long today. I don't want to be sat here all day just painting yellow layers on the same 3 spots all day. I have things to do. Bread to bake, food to eat. Marginally better, that one. I've been thinking about like Easter traditions. Easter was never really a much of a thing in my household, but my mum liked to go away a lot around Easter. So we'd usually end up celebrating Easter in France a lot when I was a kid. Because I grew up somewhere that was easy to get to the ferry. So we could just kind of hop across and then go to like Brittany or something like that. So it'd always be cold, but we'd usually end up going to, you know, France and places like that for Easter. It was only when I got older that we stopped doing that and started spending it at home a bit more. So a lot of the traditions even that I have from childhood come from being in a different country for Easter. So we never really had big Easter eggs. My brother and I, we had little like cream egg Easter egg hunts wherever we were staying. And then walk along. So we'd normally be near a beach. We'd usually walk along the beach before Easter lunch. It'd always be freezing cold. I remember that. Because the Northern Hemisphere doesn't get particularly warm in April. I don't know, does anyone have any Easter traditions at all? Either that they still maintain or had when they were a kid? I know a lot of people who used to do like Easter egg hunts and stuff in their house. Stay at home. Sounds good. Yeah, these days I stay at home and, you know, Easter Mondays, get all of the Easter egg chocolate on sale day, which is always fun. I think because it was easy for us to get to France from where we used to live. We just kind of hop over there. Which probably sounds quite extravagant, but a ferry... Like, we probably spent more in petrol going to and from school than we did on the ferry fares. It's cheap. Back then. Yeah. Early 90s, remember? I'm old enough to remember when travelling didn't cost you an arm, a leg and an organ. Just thinking, because today is the exact kind of weather that we normally have seen. It's bright, but it's cold. It feels like it's gonna rain. So you got that like cold humidity kind of feeling. You need some dinner? No worries, Indy. Take it easy. I hope you enjoy your dinner. I hope it's something good. One of my favourite memories of Easter, we were in think it was Brittany. Somewhere in the north of France. Anyway, we walked along this rocky coastline and brought some food with us. We had like a little barbecue on the beach. Things like sausages and mushrooms, and it was kind of probably more like an English fry up than a barbecue actually. We had that with some like bread and yeah, I remember flying a kite for hours and hours and hours while my dad taught my brother how to fish with a hand line. That was pretty cool. I miss doing stuff like, you know, barbecues on the beach or walking, hiking a lot. I think I'd enjoy them a lot more now than I did when I was a kid. I was not a fan when I was a kid. Again, just adding some more detail to this area here. Need to get to the shop. No food. No. That's no good. No food is a bad day. Bad time. I have food. I just have to cook it. I have no lazy food. Yeah, basically all this is doing is adding a bit more depth to the squishy bits in these sections. So they look a bit more like something's actually there. It's kind of just a little bit of shading almost. Classes now have arms and legs, nice. Always helpful. I'm sure the blood artists will appreciate it too, Coke. Take it easy, Hipsy. I hope you get some tasty treats from the shop. I appreciate you stopping in. Hey, it's about welcome in. Spinning. That's someone spinning in a dust chair. Can't quite tell. It is. That is a great emote. I love that. I hope you're well, Inspav. Having a good day, good weekend. Just doing a layer of green on this to kind of neglify these pipes a little bit. And yes, that is a word. Sorry, closed captions. Thinking kindness is it. I like that image. This Colin sat there with like a little production line, putting them together. You know, Nurgle just kind of pours them into jelly molds. Your cat has great emotes. Yeah, I'm loving them. They're fantastic. Nurgle does resin printing. What would Zeech do? We don't talk about Slan. Slan will get me demonetized. I feel like Zeech would also like the 3D printing stuff. Like, let's put it this way: if Zeech was in the modern world, I would have him down as like a tech bro, you know. I don't know about you, but I get tech bro vibes off of Zeech. Nurgle strikes me as like a Heston Blumenthal-esque chef. Or a food scientist. Corn. I don't know. Probably one of those, like, really white right-wing reporters. Like Alex Jones or something like that. Radio personality. Slan is an OnlyFans model. He tries to see was the Christian. Yes, each get someone else to make them. That is so accurate. And enters Golden Demon with them under his own name. Like, yeah, I totally made them. God, is just really into UFC and powerlifting. No, yeah, I can see that. Just a really angry meathead. I don't know, Nurgle definitely gives me chef vibes. But a really unconventional chef. Not Gordon Ramsay kind of stuff, or, you know, Jamie Oliver or anything like that, but like something kind of wacky like Heston Blumenthal. definitely see Nurgle putting an entire orange in a Christmas pudding and then making everyone think they have to have it. It turns out the orange is really just some disease of some kind. Either that or he's someone who's just really weirdly into plants. Yeah, there's a disturbing number of Venus flytraps in his house. And you're not quite sure why he needs that many. Anyone else know someone like that from school or something? I had a friend like that before. They had a disturbing amount of carnivorous plants in their house. And I love plants. This has come from someone who, like, unashamedly loves plants. And I'm sat here like, this is too many meat-eating plants for one person. See, that kind of a person I can imagine secretly being a chaos god in disguise. Okay. That's a little bit, and then I think I'll put some ink washes on this beastie. Why did I do this to myself? I didn't have to paint all of these rivets in copper. But once I started, I couldn't stop. And now I'm regretting it. More rivets than I thought I did. Second you think you're done, you turn the model slightly and you realise there's 20 more to do. And from my mistakes, folks, don't paint the rivets. Unless you really, really want to. getting there. Again. We're getting there again. Is that every time you turn the model you spot more? Like Pringles. Once you pop you can't stop. So don't start it in the first place. Trust me. Enough there. And I really want to get to the fun part. Hey man, welcome in. You doing well? Having a comfy Easter? For this. Cracking open a new brush for this. Now we start. So this is Agrex Earthshade. For anyone who couldn't recognize it instantly. I think most model painters know this one on site. It's a reasonably heavy layer. I'm not trying to drown the model, but I'm not going too lightly with it either. I want it to pull in all of these little cracks and dimples we have so carefully tried to keep consistent. This is where you find out how good your base layers have been. If you've done it right, you'll see right next to the purple all these little pools of ink coming up. If you're not seeing them, try putting a bit of a heavier layer on, because you can miss them if you don't put enough. And this will not suffer from having too much shade. Yeah, this is where I finally start seeing some payoff for all those layers. This is the bit that I've been wanting to get to. It's okay if you go over some of the yellow boils or pustules, whatever you want to call them. Try to avoid going over the flies, because those will be harder to correct. At the same time, it's okay if you do. It's not the end of the world. This is so satisfying. No worries, Cog. Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. I hope the rest of your bloodletters even go well, and the rest of your demon army. And take it easy. And hopefully we'll catch up soon. So yeah, finally, we're getting all this gorgeous detail back. We're getting the full effect of intended theme for this guy. Getting all of that texture in the metal. A nice contrast with the yellow. All that's coming back. This is what mini painters say or mean when they say trust the process. Because it has been a process to get here. But so far I'd say it's worth it. I'm loving seeing all this texture come back. All these little, like I said, these little divots and cracks and bubbles and things like that that are just in the texture of the plastic. You don't really see because there's not a lot of contrast between them and the white paint. It's suddenly jumping out. Okay. No worries, Cog. I just appreciate your company whenever you can make it. Take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in other streams more often too. I definitely plan to make a more concentrated effort to be in people's streams and be active in people's streams more often. I have a nasty habit of being there for the whole stream and then not saying a damn word to anyone. And I'd be like, but I was there, I promise. I'm just bad at communicating sometimes. Okay. This is definitely taking shape now. And you can repeat this step as many times as you like to get the desired overall color. Or, you know, you can choose different inks. Even contrast paints work really well at this sort of stage. For me, I wanted a bit more of a subtler effect than contrast paints will give. Contrast is a lot more pigmented, so it will be a stronger color, and I wanted to sort of have that. I don't know, I just didn't want as strong a color, at least on this section. And I do use contrast paints. I want it to pull, but I don't want it to flow onto other sections. So I'm being quite careful around here where there's a lot of existing detail. So I don't want it on the skulls, I don't want it on the flies, but I still want it to pool in those little divots and spaces. This is where suddenly those skulls actually start looking like a separate piece. They don't blend in so much now. Here too. It's like with any other layer, being careful to not miss spots. Although I find with this sort of effect, the spots that you need to cover become very obvious very quickly. It's almost like you can see the rock creeping up as I keep painting upwards. It's fun in its own right. It's kind of nice to see everything come together like this. And this isn't the final stage. Well, the final step, I should say. Because there's obviously other details that need to be added in. But it is one of the biggest ones. Probably one of the most noticeable leaps forward. So we're just wrapping around, making sure we get every last bit of this bone color. You need a healthy amount on your brush to get this pooling effect. Honestly, it benefits from having too much versus too little. You're far better off having too much ink on your brush and not enough here. So be heavy-handed with it if you're trying to achieve the same effect. I'm so happy with that. Such a relief to get that stage done. Oh, nearly done anyway. And again, I'm going over the pipework we did earlier. Same ink, same colour. It's having a different effect because obviously it's different colours I'm painting over. Again, it's just to kind of make them grimier and less clean looking. This is super useful for lightly textured areas too. You can probably see where I'm painting now. A very faint pipe texture is coming straight back. Washes are your friend for texture. Whether it's shade paints, contrast paints, inks, they are all really, really good when you're painting texture. It's a really easy way to bring that texture out without swamping it with hundreds of layers of paint. So put that brush down for a minute. Back to our details. Just a few minutes. Because now our flies are really going to stand out as well. It's a good point to go over any details that maybe got a bit of shade paint blobbed on them, or just ones that you noticed didn't quite stand out as much as you wanted to. Just give them a little bit of a brush up. I'm also being very careful where I touch the model now. Because obviously drying inks transfer really easily. You don't want to mess up all that ink you just put on. Little couple of splashes of yellow here. And that brown wash also has the effect of making the yellow seem even brighter in contrast to the rest of the model. Which is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I wanted this to look almost unnaturally bright. Of course. It's a warp tainted malignant infestation. Nothing natural about this. I'm focusing on this front area for now. I think there might be another stream in this. I was a little optimistic. But that's fine. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this now that we've got a bit more progress on it. Now that we've got this ink wash step in, I'm a lot happier with the model. And like I said, I think it was last stream, or yeah, I know I said it a couple of times, but I really want to slow down a bit more with my models. Yeah, rather than cranking out 50 decent but not outstanding models, I want to maybe slow down, maybe just have one or two really good looking models that I'm really happy with. making sure I'm not neglecting the base here. Again, it's just Agrex Earth Shade over what we'd already done on the base. A lot like how it reacted on the main model. This has gone into all those little divots and into all that texture and just settled to create this great effect. I've been a little bit lighter on the shade with the pipes because I don't want it to look like I've just dipped the whole thing in Agrex Earth shade for starters. But also because I still want that metallic look to shine through. I don't want it to get drowned by too many layers. There's going to be another stream after this, I think. But the next stream will be the last stream on this model. Just because I remembered we also have this dude to paint up, and all the bells, and all the tidying up. And I'm not going to get that all done today. But that's fine. Now here, got Nailac Oxide, which you're not familiar with it. Very bright what's the word? Technical paint, but it works by creating the effect of verdigris or copper rusting. I'm using it here to add some detail onto our big chimney here. It's easy to overdo it with Nailac Oxide. They're almost in complete opposite to what we were just doing. This is a less is more situation. We go with a very light hand first and then add more later on. Because it can overwhelm colours very easily, but it can also look cartoonish if you add too much. So good places to look where to add it, sort of under rivets, in the corners of sections. Think where would water pool is a good thing. If this thing got rained on, where would the water sit? And mainly use it on your metals. Because verdigris doesn't sit on bone. You can see on this, I've gone a little bit too heavy on it. So I'll need to go in there and kind of tidy that up, which I'll probably do next week. This is definitely one of those technical paints you need to let dry before you paint over. I have some very weird interactions with paints otherwise. I'm lucky here because this has got its own kind of pre-built chips and things like that is very, very good for just dropping little bits of this paint into. It makes my life easier. But this is basically what happens when copper or brass oxidizes. For those who don't know. So same process as rusting for iron, but instead it's copper instead of iron that's decaying. Which is why you'll see me focusing on the brass and on the dark metal and the copper, rather than putting this on silvers or anything like that. Because silver will have that classic orange rust. If your iron, your steel, all that sort of stuff. brass hair. This is fun, but very time consuming to do, so I would suggest taking your time with it. Or doing it in stages. That's probably what I'm going to do. This is also a kind of a sneaky way to cover some minor overspills. We're talking minor stuff. But it is a way to do that if you want, if you need to. Because this particular paint is quite strong. It will cover up small smudges like here. I just do that. It covers it up. Turns it into part of the weathering. But again, use that sparingly. Like up here where these are pretty heavily covered, I'll probably have to go back over those with their proper paints rather than trying to cover it with this stuff. This long stream. We're just finishing up actually, Sinku. I'm not far off finished for today. So yeah, happy Easter. You celebrate? I hope you're having a good weekend. I am actually literally just finishing up. Sorry. Because I need to take a break. And I'm going to finish the whole model off next week, I think. But we've made a huge step forward today with this model. I'm super happy with how it's turning out. Celebrate. You having a relaxing one? That sounds good. I'm also going to have a relaxing one. I'm going to be making some bread and chilling with my partner. Looking forward to that. The first legit game next weekend. Oh, the weekend after next. Nice. And the con as well. I hope both go very well. But yeah, I am going to leave it there for today because I'm tired and I need some food. But I'll be back next week. I'll finish this model off next week, I promise. Even if it takes a 5-hour stream to do so. So possibly a long painting stream next week. Extra 100 people in the last con. Awesome. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, we'll finish this up next week, and then the week after will be brand new model, brand new project. I'm also hoping to start a new game next week, and lots of other stuff. The schedule will be out as usual on Monday. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful Easter if you celebrate. If you don't, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all so very much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe.